Hello friends, SentinalH here, and welcome back to our Techguns tutorial series. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the turret. So the customizable turret is one of the coolest things in Techguns. It's a simple thing, but it unlocks a lot of possibilities. So let's take a look at it. So in order to craft the turret, the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need some concrete. Now there's a couple ways to get this. If you have a mod that allows you to make concrete, and that concrete is compatible with the chisel mod, if you already have that, you can use the chisel to turn other concrete into Techguns concrete and then craft it that way. Otherwise, you can use the chemical laboratory to make concrete directly in Techguns, and the way that you do that is with water, sand, and gravel. So if we just flip that on, boom, concrete. There we go. So we've got 2 concretes out of that. So in order to craft the turret, you're going to need 4 iron plates, a circuit board, 2 concrete, a redstone, and an electric engine. And that gives you the turret base. Ugh. Oh man, as soon as I start recording, Discord starts going nuts. So the turret can be placed in the world, and it looks like this. You can right-click on the turret and open its GUI. The GUI is similar to the other machines in Techguns. It's got redstone behavior that you can change. It's got security that you can change. It also takes power. It can store 1000 RF, and it uses it continuously. Even if it's not shooting at enemies, it does use power to just rotate around and track targets. So you are going to have to give it a constant drip of power. All right. So it's got a number of slots. Slots on the left here. It's got slots on the right here. You can put ammo in these slots. It's also got a slot with a gun on it, and it's got a little plate-shaped slot down here. So let's talk about... Oh, I punched it. Oh, goodness. But I'm in creative mode. There we go. All right. Oh, yes. That's what happened. So when you place the turret, it spawns this entity on top of it. That's the turret itself, and it's got a health value. So I was accidentally clicking on that instead of clicking on the block. So, you might be wondering what goes in that little slot that looks like a plate. Well, it's these things. Turret armor. So by default, your turret has that many hearts. Okay? And no armor value. So if you want, if enemies get up to it and start punching it, they can destroy it. So what you want to do then is make it more difficult for them to destroy it by adding armor to it. And there's 4 different types of armor that each follow the 4 main materials in Techguns. Iron, steel, obsidian steel, and carbon. They are each crafted in the same way. They're crafted with a T shape. T for turret. So it'll take you 5 iron plates to get iron turret armor, 5 steel to get the steel, 5 obsidian steel plates to get the obsidian steel one, and 5 carbon plates to get the carbon turret armor. Each one of these makes the turret look a little bit different. So if I put the iron turret armor in, you can see it gets this sort of like shiny little sort of coloration to it. It changes its color a little bit. We put the steel one in, it'll get this like speckly, darker color. Put the obsidian steel in, and it'll get this, nice purple color. It's quite nice, quite jazzy. And the carbon plate will make it really black. And each one is better than the last one. And it gives it more health, so you gotta punch it more. See how much I had to punch it to damage it? So yeah, the armor is a really good idea, because otherwise you don't have to punch it nearly as much. See that? You see how much quicker that was without the carbon armor? Alright, so let me go ahead and actually place down a power supply, a creative capacitor in this case, and slap it on top. You'll notice that the turret starts turning, and it will start tracking targets. However, it won't do anything. It's moving around, but there's no gun there. We need to put a gun on this. Well, the way that you do that is by filling in this little gun slot. And the coolest part about the turret is that you can put any gun from Techguns into this slot. So I've got an LMG. We'll put the LMG in there, and look at that. There's the LMG. It's stuck in the turret. Okay, we put some ammo in this thing. Now we've got a loaded LMG turret. The turret has the same stats as the LMG, so you can put whatever gun you think is going to be the best, for your home defense in here. Let's spawn some spiders. It's very quick. The LMG makes a very good turret, I find. I really like the LMG in there. Let's try out a few more guns, right? So, the absolute simplest gun you could possibly put in this thing is the hand cannon, which uses those stone bullets. It's not going to be nearly as effective, obviously, but you can do it. If you shift-click stuff, it'll automatically go into the right slot. So look, we got a hand cannon turret. Two shots. Still pretty decent, actually. That's actually not that bad. I thought it would be much worse. I mean, it still takes a lot longer to kill things, so you definitely don't want to rely on this. But yeah, see, that's the other problem. That spider is now out of range for the hand cannon. So you got to keep in mind the stats of these weapons. For example, if I were to go ahead and stick the AS-50 in there. We grab some mags for that. It would have no trouble shooting that spider. See that? Look at that. That's a very good turret. Right? So you can stick any gun from the mod in here. So you could also stick a flamethrower in there, which I think would be quite fun, a flame turret. So we'll grab a flamethrower, and then we'll grab, where's the flame? There it is. Fuel tank. So chuck that in there, chuck the fuel tanks in. You probably want to be really careful with that. And see, it's got very limited range. Still, use it in closed spaces. The flame turret could be quite nice. Let's get rid of this turret there, and we'll move it over here. So let's go ahead and place the turret down here in this zombie hole. Place some power, place down a turret. We'll put some steel armor on there. Well, let's put the carbon armor on there. We'll throw in the LMG. And now we'll turn this on. Oh, let's make sure I have all the daytime. Okay, all the times of day are available. We'll set this to nighttime. And we'll turn on the zombie factory and we'll watch this LMG turret go to work. Once the zombies start coming in. Here, let's turn this off now so that we don't overload ourselves. It does fire in bursts. Let's switch to survival mode. See, the zombies are coming after me, not the turret, strangely. Now the turret's getting mobbed. They're still going. Very cool. We'll just let that go. Set our time back today. See if we can give it some help. It does have a minimum angle. But I don't think it's actually able to hit them. There we go. So a selection of turrets. could be quite useful. And there we have it. That was a lot of zombies. But the turret handled it. The zombies weren't attacking it, strangely. Probably because I placed it in creative mode, I'm not really sure. But these turrets can be attacked. This is an entity. The enemies can attack it. Still, that's pretty cool. Actually, let's do that again. Let's put this down, and we'll stick no, go away. We'll stick a particularly powerful weapon on here, just to see what ends up happening. You can also put melee weapons on here, funnily enough. You can actually stick a chainsaw in the turret, which is quite funny to me. And it does actually work. Of course, enemies do have to be right next to it. But if you were to place this directly next to a door, this could actually be useful. Chainsaw turret. I mean, you could stick crazy, stupid things in there. Like, here's a combat knife. I wonder if I can put the combat knife in there. Nope, you can't put the combat knife in there. So it's not quite that stupid. But you can put any of these weapons in there. You can put the power hammer in there. You can put the rocket launcher. I would be careful with a rocket launcher. With a rocket launcher turret. I mean, you can put the Grim Reaper in this thing. And you to basically make... Oh, goodness. Yes, that's why you'd want to be careful, because it just killed itself. So, and there, see, that's like the repair. See, that's what that is there, the repair time. It'll use power, and it'll repair itself as long as it has power. It just takes a little bit. So, it doesn't destroy the gun. It just takes power and a little bit of time. But now let's put the weapon in there that I actually think would be the best in a turret, the minigun. And we're gonna go over this the next episode. We're gonna craft the minigun. But the reason I think the minigun would be so good is because of this high rate of fire. Look at that. Now that's a turret. So let's go spawn ourselves some more zombies and see how this minigun turret handles them. There we go. Hordes of zombies. Look at that. So, the turret doesn't fire continuously. What it does is, it picks a target. Let's back up. That's really loud. Holy cow. That's really loud. What it does is, it picks a target and then kills it. As long as it's within range. That's why it's firing in bursts. It's firing at a specific enemy until it dies. Very interesting. So full ammo goes here, and empty ones go on the right. Let's take the minigun out. And let's try another gun. Just for fun. My favorite. Let's get some ammo for it. Where is it? Where is the ammo? Oh, here we go. Nope, those are depleted. Nuclear power cells. This should work well. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's sick. Hello, dude. Look, zombies. It's just so sick. So good. So, one last thing about the turret, now that we've seen it in action. We've got these 4 little ports on the side, right? And you can actually use those ports to automate stuff. So if I were to... Okay, it's going to kill some things. If I were to take conveyor belts from Immersive Engineering, or pipes from other mods, whatever you want to use, and I were to place these down, now I should be able to grab these LMG mags, throw them on the conveyor belt, and they should go into the turret. Ooh, see, they're disappearing. 3, 4. If I put these over here, it won't get exported from the turret because conveyor belts, they don't really do that. But I'm pretty sure there's a way to automatically pull these things out if I were to go ahead and grab some sort of a pipe. That would do it for me. Suction pipes. No, that's for something else. If you were to take something like a wooden transport pipe from Buildcraft and slap it on there, it'd probably work. I didn't set that up. But you can use these to put ammo in and I believe take empty mags out, which means you could automate the loading and reloading of your turret, and you wouldn't ever have to manually load it. So it's got automatic reloading, it's got automatic repair. It's very, very nice. Give it some power and give it ammo and a gun and some armor if you want it to stay alive long enough. But here's the thing. That's only really needed if they're going to be able to get to it. Like if you stick this turret somewhere where the perfect size, where enemies can't get to it, then you probably don't even need that. But remember, it's got a maximum angle up and down. So you want to place this in areas that the gun can actually reach the enemies. So honestly, putting them on the same plane as the enemies is probably the best idea. But you can put this up a couple of blocks and it'll still be useful. But as you saw there, I don't think that there's a way for me to place this upside down. No, see? It's always vertical. I can't like hang it from the ceiling that I know of. I could try to grab a wrench and see if that'll work, but I doubt it. These wrenches are usually... Yeah, see? Yeah. I don't know of a way to flip this upside down, so you really need to place this in a way so that the gun can actually turn to face the enemy. But once you do that, it's very effective. I think I personally like the LMG the best. So far, of the ones I've tested, the LMG is nice. I think the minigun, it doesn't seem to kill enemies any more quickly, and it'll burn through ammo a lot faster. The nuclear death ray is obviously really good because it kills things really quickly. I'd be really careful using a rocket launcher because you can't give it like a minimum range. You can't tell it, hey, don't attack enemies that are this close to you, so it's going to end up blowing itself up. But that's the turret. Super customizable, super useful. Take any weapon that you want and stick it in the turret. It just works. So I think it's a great way to use up excess guns. If you're killing the zombies from Techguns, you're going to end up with quite a few weapons. You're going to end up with quite a few hand cannons, I think you get quite a few of. Revolvers, I know that you get quite a few of. So, you know, sticking a couple of those around can actually be quite useful. But obviously, if you get a nice big beefy gun like the LMG, or a high damage per shot weapon like the AS-50, your turrets can really keep you safe. And with the dangerousness of Techguns mobs, the turret is definitely going to see some action, especially in the Nether. I would highly recommend it in the Nether. So there we go. That's it. That's the turret. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for future episodes. In the next tutorial, we will be talking about some more guns. I know, surprising. And once we get up to the right tech level, then we'll go and talk about the end game armors and the very end game weapons. So, like and comment on the video if you enjoyed it. Join our Discord if you're interested in talking with us and having discussions and just being a nice place to hang out. I'm SentinalH, and I'm signing out.